This video profiles the Mount Buggery Track, which runs from the SEC access track at Dandongadale all the way south down to Camp Creek Track near the Abbeyard area. The track itself climbs up to Mount Buggery and then descends down to Camp Creek Track. So for the most part you're either climbing or descending. There are some flatter areas on some of the ridgelines. It's got some really good steep slopes and excellent fun driving. You can see there the track's a little bit rutted, but for the most part the track is in excellent condition. We drove this track after about 120 mils of rain in the preceding couple of days. The track was dry, and even though it had been washed out a little bit, it was excellent condition. So if you're coming from the Dandongadale end, you are going to do a lot of climbing, because essentially the track is heading up in elevation for the most part. There's some really decent slopes. The track is in excellent condition, so anyone with all-terrain tyres would have no dramas whatsoever driving this track. It's a great drive to do. It's around about 20 kilometres long, so it does take a couple of hours to work through. Here's our friends Scott and Beck coming down in their 80 series, down one of the slopes. We run the 80 series with 33-inch tyres. Makes the trip very comfortable, as you can see there, bouncing along. One of the features of this track is you get some excellent views out to the Mount Buffalo National Park area, and also over to the west, where you can often see glimpses of Mount Cobbler and sometimes the Mount Despair area. So you can hear from the engine that the slopes are very steep. It's working hard. For those who are interested, we're doing this in an 80 series with a completely unmodified 1HDT motor. So that's what it normally sounds like. Pretty throaty, standard exhaust. So the track itself goes along the edge of the ridgeline in a few sections, particularly around the Mount Buggery area. We were hoping to climb to the top of Mount Buggery, but it appears there's no track. You'd have to scramble up through the bush. So we gave that idea up. You also need to be mindful that you're sharing this area with a lot of deer hunters. So we did encounter a lot of hunters along the track with their dog teams. All friendly guys, of course. You can see the track's a little bit rutted here and there, but overall, excellent. Anyone could easily do this track safely. It's great. Weren't a lot of camping spots along the way. There's perhaps a few opportunities here and there on the ridgelines. Here's a fairly rutted section. We just kicked down a gear and took it nice and easy. Here's our mates Scott and Beck in their 80 series, also doing the same section. You can see these slopes are easy to drive. So here we are, almost at the end of the track, coming up to the intersection with Camp Creek Track. Fantastic track to drive, highly recommended. I hope you enjoyed this video.